What's up guys, Jack here with MTS, and I've got a few things to go do today. First off, got the drone all charged up. We're gonna be going over and finally doing that drone video for my neighbor. So within the last 2 weeks here, the weather's just gotten good enough for me to actually be able to take out the drone again. I was only able to get it up for a little bit of time a couple weeks ago to do the site survey of my property, but then the drone was like complaining about temperature and crap, and I'm like, okay. So I'm finally able to take it out again, and we're gonna go do that video for him. Then I have to go get some milk crates because I need to find a better way to transport cables and store them. I now have way too many cables and stuff that putting them in toolboxes just really isn't a viable option anymore. Then we have an event that I have to be doing on Tuesday, which I have to prep for tomorrow night. I'll do a little bit of that today. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time, so come along for the ride. So I got a few good shots with the drone, but the wind is picking up too hard, so it's throwing the drone around. So I'm gonna go to Home Depot right now, get my boxes, cable management stuff, all that stuff taken care of, and then I'll try and come back here later tonight. If that doesn't work, I'll do tomorrow. So let's move on with our day. Alright, so last night we got all the testing stuff done for the stream that I'm doing today for that event. We got Lucas here now.
What's up?
And now we're going to Micro Center. I've got flash drives and stuff to pick up. He's got a headset to get. And then I have to get home, load up my car, because we got the event to do tonight. We just finished up at Micro Center here. I got my flash drives, a power bar. Lucas got his headset, didn't you? What'd you go with?
Logitech Pro X wireless.
Okay, so I'm doing that event that I was talking about. I've got my milk crates here with all my stuff. Got power over here. This bin contained my computer, my camera, and some other things. I just shut down the computer because the event just ended. Keyboard, mouse, spare camera, console here, Stream Deck, interface, computer, capture cards going through the wall. Got all the networking. The network box is out there. So through that wall is where the stream setup is. Out here we have my main camera and then a Ninja on top. That's HDMI cable is going through the wall. Then we have another camera set up in the corner. That's for my pre-stream, post-stream, blurred shots. Then we have the cables that run along the wall. They're all Ethernet cables. One of them goes over to the projector cart. The projector cart contains my laptop and a network box. And the laptop is still running the NDI stuff. And then the other network cable goes to my audio over Ethernet setup here. I am replacing this with Dante very shortly, but we have my 3 mics on the table. I am getting new mics as well. But another network cable goes through the kitchen because that's where their main internet comes in for some reason. I don't know why they have the internet coming in here, but they do. Alright, so today's Thursday. It's time for me to go to work. We have rehearsals and stuff tonight. I'm getting dinner up there. For Easter, we brought in a massive amount of gear, including a mega video wall, which spans our entire stage, and also has a wicked power distribution system just to, you know, drive all of these LED panels. And it's pretty entertaining watching all of the LEDs fire off as each panel reclocks. Okay, so I just did a pretty killer bodge. Now, a bodge is really anything that you're putting together in a way that it really shouldn't work, but you're using multiple things to get something to work in a weird way. I don't really know how to explain it, but we made something work. Now we have this webpage that updates in real time based on feedback from the audience. We needed to get this into a full screen graphic so we could put it up on the live stream. Now the page is designed in a weird way, so it's not actually 16:9, and it also can't go full screen while showing just the content. So I have the webpage open in Opera, then I downloaded OBS and I'm capturing that Opera window, cropping it in, and I'm also adding a color source underneath it that's the same color as the background, so that way the whole thing takes up a 16:9 window, and we're full screen projectoring that out of OBS into the video system. It doesn't have to last, it just needs to work. That is the art of the bodge. Go watch Tom Scott's video on it if you haven't seen it already. Alright, so last night, Easter rehearsal went well. I had a meeting with my boss last night, and I think that's one of the important things to discuss, is that if you're having a problem with somebody or something at work, or just with people in general, go to them and tell them. Don't just, you know, keep that inside or just leave. Walking away is not an answer. You want to, you know, hash things out, get to the bottom of things. And generally, people I've found are
mostly very receptive to hearing those types of things because you're coming to them, you're approaching it in an appropriate manner. So, I don't know, just my 2 cents on the matter. If you're having an issue with somebody, have a conversation with them. Now we get to go to the bank, and after that, I'm gonna film a video about pfSense and a new little mini PC I got. So, I'm gonna show you guys that real quick. So the guys over at Ace PC reached out to me and essentially just said, take your pick. And so I picked this little CK6 mini PC. And the reason I picked this is because it has dual gigabit NICs on it. It has a serial port, it has a bunch of I/O, and it can do 3 displays, including native VGA. So if this is in a rack, and I'm using a rack KVM, which is most likely a VGA KVM, this will work perfectly, no adapters needed. I've got a lot of plans for this guy coming up. Now that I'm done with this, I'm gonna go to the bank, and then come home and finish making my video about pfSense. One thing I need to do real quick is deploy this G3 Instant downstairs in my house, but for that I need it to be on my UDM network. So I have to go add an access point to that downstairs because I run 2 networks here. I have the main network that I use in the house, and then I have the UDM network, which is my testing network.
All right, I put the camera in. Yes, the camera is literally just set up on the floor, and that is where it's gonna stay.
Started filming my video about the router. We got big cam over here, and I have the router underneath my desk. It's set up here all Frankensteined in. I have no desire to do cable management right now because my house is about to be shown and stuff, so this setup has to be ready to be torn down and reset up at a moment's notice. So having everything all cable managed and tied up nicely is not exactly an option because it makes everything a lot harder to tear down at a moment's notice. I also just finished a personal project of mine. This is a JBL Link 20. My brother gave it to me for free because the micro USB charging port on it was dead, so this speaker wouldn't charge. I had a bunch of DC jacks laying around, so I replaced the micro USB port with a DC jack. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's now a DC jack. And I could have bought a replacement PCB board with the micro USB port and all that stuff on it for like 30 bucks on eBay, but since I already had the DC jacks, I figured why not? And this is one of the weird things that I do. I keep random USB cables. Any cable that I have that breaks, if I think I might have a use for it, I keep it. And you know, after a year or so, I'll go through that bin and get rid of all of the junk. My brother also gave me a JBL Link 10, but that one didn't have any issues that I could find, so it just worked for me. I asked him if he wanted it back, and he said no, go ahead and keep it because he got new replacement speakers. His neighbor and like best friend works for JBL, so he gets speakers for incredibly cheap. So he gave them to me, and now I have 2 perfectly good working speakers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, guys. Yeah, we need it. We should feel our heart again. We should feel our hearts again. So this is where we come.
So we're 2 services in, and I feel like my feet are gonna fall off. And I still have 1 more service tonight, the rest of this service, and 3 services tomorrow, so it's gonna be fun. I just really need shoes that don't suck. During lunch up here at church, I finished uploading my video about the pfSense build, so that's live on the channel now. And I also went ahead and ordered the Dante expansion card for my console. I ordered this a couple days ago, but I figured I'd tell you about it. Saturday services are done, and I feel like I'm about to fall over, so I'm gonna go home, start editing this vlog here, and then probably go to bed. All to get up bright and early tomorrow at 6 a.m. to come do this again. I love my life. Alright, so it is Easter Sunday morning, and it is a cool 6:43 a.m. I am on my way up to church. We have another 2 services today. I thought there were 3, but there are only 2. Made it. Look at the beautiful sunrise. One of the things that I want to do today is move my camera from being up in between the seating sections to being up at the front by the stage. It would give me a gap that I can cover better, and it would be better than what I'm covering right now. So this is my camera right here. Usually I have it out here, but I want to put it down there. I think it'd give me some better shots. So now I gotta move this and pull up the tape for my fiber line. You think that 30 bucks for a phone cable is expensive. This is an optical Conduo cable, essentially the entry-level basic fiber cable with 4 copper conductors going through it. This end right here is $350, and these cables start at $1,000. It's a really big spool. It comes through the hole in the wall right there and comes out to this spool right here. It goes into this connector right here, which this connector alone is about 150 bucks. Communication error, camera is staying right here. So the cable wheel guard here on my tripod, it's supposed to look like this with this twist nut here, but it fell off on the other two wheels. So I had to, you know, just put on a few washers and a few nuts to the other wheels, and now I can push into my cable here, and instead of it driving over the cable and getting me up in a mess, it just pushes the cable out of the way. Services went well today. Got everything done. I had to move my camera back, and then we had to change some things up, so I had to take over a different camera's position, so I just moved my camera to that position. But overall, everything went well today, and now I'm gonna go enjoy Easter with my family. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, and I'll see you in the next one.